guys, welcome back. Today we are working on an applied algebra problem. Before I get started, I just wanted to say if you are new to this channel, I would go ahead and pause the video and read the description box below, just so you can learn how to use these videos to your best advantage. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump on in. So today we're working on question number 8, and the question says, a rainstorm increased the amount of water stored in state J reservoirs from 124 billion gallons to 138 billion gallons. If the storm increased the amount of water in the reservoirs to 82% of total capacity, approximately how many billion gallons of water were the reservoirs short of total capacity prior to the storm? Okay, so just to put this problem in plain English, basically we started out with a reservoir of 124 billion gallons. It rained, which then increased the capacity, the amount of gallons of water to 138 billion, which is equal to 82% of the total capacity. Now we want to find how many billion gallons of water were the reservoirs short of total capacity before it rained. So the first thing we are going to do is set up our algebraic equation that is going to allow us to solve for the capacity. So here we are going to have 138, and I'm going to omit billion, is equal to 0.82 C. Now all we have to do is solve for C. But first, I want to point out something very important that you should always keep an eye out for. So this question actually says approximately. That magic word there is going to allow us to do this problem a little bit more quickly. So since it says approximately, that allows us to round, okay? So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and round this to 140, and I'm going to round this down to 0.8. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve for C. So I'm going to divide by 0.8 on both sides. And now, in order to divide a whole number by a decimal, the easiest way to do that is to just get rid of this decimal. So we're going to go ahead and move it one place to the right, and then we're going to add an extra 0 here. So that becomes 1400 divided by 8, and that's going to equal C. Now it's important to note why we can do that. We can do that because changing 0.8 to 8 is basically the same as multiplying by 10. Similarly, in the numerator, going from 140 to 1400, we can also do that by multiplying by 10. So as long as you multiply the fraction by the same in the top and bottom, which in this case is 10, it's the same as multiplying by 1, and it doesn't change that value. So now going back here, we have C is equal to 1400 divided by 8. Oops, so let's go ahead and figure what that is. Divided by 8, you get 1, 8, subtract, you get 6, bring down a 0, 7, 56, subtract 4, 0, and 5. Okay, so we have 175. So now it's important to remind ourselves what this is. That's the total capacity. So now going back to what the question actually asks us, it says how many billion gallons of water were the reservoirs short of total capacity? So now we need to subtract to find the difference in the capacity and the initial value. So now we are going to do 175 minus 124. Gonna get that, 51. Okay, so that's the difference, again, in the capacity and the initial values, 51. So looking over at our answer choices, we see that E is the closest one, but we are still a bit off. We're off by 7 billion gallons. That's, in my opinion, that's kind of a lot. However, that would be the answer you would choose because that's closest. If you do have extra time, I personally would probably double check my answer. And it's good to note that if we did this with these initial numbers, 138 and 0.82, we would end up getting 44.3 as our final answer. So we would follow the same steps, but without rounding, our answer is going to be much closer to 44 than the way we did it, which would be by rounding. So again, it's kind of up to you. You kind of have to decide what's best for you. I mean, as long as you're confident in your math and you know you didn't make any mistakes, then I would definitely just pick answer E and leave it. However, if you're a little bit nervous or if you have extra time, then I would say checking your answer would be okay. Yeah, but I would say, I mean, as long as your math is correct, then you would be okay in choosing answer choice E. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I do have 3 very quick homework assignments for you guys. The first one is to download your free GMAT formula sheet if you haven't done so yet. The second one would be to like and subscribe, and extra credit goes to anybody who's willing to leave me a comment telling me what they're struggling with most in their studies. And lastly, to do number 9 before our next video on Thursday. All right, well, I will see you guys next time.